Thank you so much for coming up here with me today, little Premier. Oh, I know that you're a super busy guy, and so I just want you to know how much I appreciate you coming all the way out to the West Coast and making this great big journey with me up to the top of Cape Blomidon. I really appreciate it. And forgive me, little Premier, but OMG, you are so much cuter IRL. I mean, just look at your piercing blue eyes and your lustrous hair. Oh my gosh. So I just wanted to have a little chat with you today, Premier, about the proposed giant wind turbine project that's being put forward by World Energy GH2 company. Yeah. And I wanted to tell you how shocked I was when I read that not only do they plan to turn the whole beautiful Port-au-Port Peninsula into a giant wind farm with 164 turbines, but they also plan to put a whole bunch of them up here on top of the Blow-Me-Down Mountains and on the Lewis Hills in two of the most unique, beautiful, special, and ecologically sensitive places on the island. And I mean, we're not talking about small turbines, little Premier. No, we're talking about 200-meter tall structures. I mean, that's like 650 feet high. I mean, that's like 3 times the height of the Confederation building. And that's not even taking into account the roads and the transmission lines and the blasting of land and the clearing of land that's going to be needed to install these giant monoliths. Oh, la 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 la, clean, la la la, green, la la la, develop, la 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 la. Yeah, but Premier, I don't think anyone wants to argue with you about the importance of developing renewable energy, but we have to surely develop in a way that protects our most valuable places in the province. And I mean, the speed at which this is being pushed forward, it doesn't even give us time to consider what's happening. We don't even have any information upon which to make an informed decision, Premier, and there are just too many unanswered questions. And you know, that doesn't make the process fair for the public. Oh, la 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 la, assessment, la la la. Yeah, I read the environmental assessment registration document put in by the company, but I mean, I'm still left with so many questions, and you only gave us 18 days to read it and make comments, so I don't think that was very fair, okay? And like, I get that they plan to harness the wind to power a hydrogen to ammonia plant in Stephenville, right? Yeah. But wind power is intermittent, so you need a backup energy source, which will be our power grid. Yeah. And we need to know what the implications are for the island power grid. I mean, we're talking about a gargantuan industrial wind generation project of 3,000 megawatts, the second largest in the world when it's fully completed. And World Energy GH2 company says that they're not even aware of how much wind power the existing system can support. So I'm wondering, what is the maximum wind power capacity that can be supported by the island power grid? And what about all the infrastructure that will need to be built to ensure we do have enough generating capacity? I mean, how much is that going to cost, and who's going to pay for it? I mean, has NL Hydro even commissioned a study? Oh, please don't tell me they haven't commissioned a study, little Premier, because there's been no announcement of a study, and if not, and none of the system upgrades have been analyzed and costed, then on what basis did the GNL move ahead with the proposal to connect the World Energy project to our power grid? And I mean, I haven't even brought up the whole issue of the granting of Crown lands, which are supposed to be held in trust for all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. And we're talking about massive tracts of land here, Premier. I mean, it's with a transformative effect. So I really think that we need to slow down and we need a full environmental and socioeconomic impact study so that we all understand what the rewards are versus the risks and that what is going to happen here, okay? Like, I really don't understand what the benefits are for the people of Western Newfoundland other than a few permanent jobs after the main construction part of the project is completed. I mean, surely there must be financial incentives. I mean, what are they? It's just that there doesn't seem to be any information in the public out there about that. Okay, I understand the position that the province is in here, little Premier, and I want to be supportive of the development of industry, okay? But we need to develop in a way that truly takes into account the lessons learned from the mistakes of the past. And this is happening so fast, it does not give me hope that we've learned those lessons. Okay, just breathe. See, the bottom line is, little Premier, people really need more information and more time to process it so we can make an informed decision about whether to support this project or not. I mean, we don't want to end up in a position where we're on the hook for paying for costly upgrades to our electrical system on top of having our landscape destroyed. I mean, we're already looking at rising energy prices thanks to Muskrat Falls. Rate mitigation. Okay, Premier. I know you did the rate mitigation deal with Ottawa, right? But anyone who reads the fine print knows that that agreement doesn't really protect us from rising energy costs. It just spreads it out over more time and it adds more debt. And it still leaves us on the hook because when we don't have the revenue to meet the capital and operating costs of Muskrat Falls, then we have to pay for it through our electricity rates. Which reminds me, isn't this going to create competition for Muskrat Falls energy when we have more energy than we can sell? Okay, I'm sorry. I really don't mean to rub salt in a wound here, little Premier. It's just that you gotta understand that the public has been put at serious risk by the Muskrat Falls project, and we need to know that any other mega projects will proceed in a manner that protects our interests. And so far, the speed at which this World Energy GH2 project is proceeding does not give me the confidence that the GNL truly has our backs. I know that you're working really hard here, little Premier, to help move the province forward, okay? And I didn't mean to stress you out. It's just that we really need more information, and we need more time, and we need to be certain that we're not destroying our most valuable resources and leaving the public in a position that is very, very difficult, okay? Oh. How about we just sit here and enjoy the spectacular scenery for a little while, hey? Aww. And the